Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. So we need to get some priest class cards played and use the hero power, so that's fine. So we should be able to do this with, let's see, either Battle Cry or Wild Priest. Here's Wild Priest. I'm trying to find it. Let's play. And I'm just going to leave everything on casual to try and keep everything quick. So, TubeBuddy, the plugin that I use on YouTube and has mostly features that should be in YouTube by default. And most of the features that TubeBuddy have are kind of useless because you can only like copy and paste annotations, which was what I was using it mostly for. One at a time, unless you pay $100 a month or join their network and give them even effectively more money. Not $100 a month, $100 a year, I think. But it has added a new feature where you can add Unicode emojis. I assume they're Unicode because they take up 2 characters instead of 1 when you put them in there, but
in the light's name,
that is very interesting. Now I'm not gonna try to go insane with the emojis, but there are some ideas. I did want to spice up my description panels a little bit. I also moved all my I moved around all of my tags because I was trying something different. I think I might go change my tags a little bit on my main channel to see if maybe my channel gets some more views too. I was talking about a channel that I don't feel like it's playing fair with YouTube and is manipulating the system. One of the things, its channel tags clearly have things on it that not every single video is going to apply to, so I want to make sure I don't do the same wrong things and have things like, yes, I play Lego games, but not every single Lego video on my channel is Lego, so it's not appropriate for me to put Lego as a channel tag, while it is appropriate to put it in every video with a Lego game. And similar, yes, I play Skyrim, but same thing.
Time runs out on me.
But so yeah, I'm gonna play around with that. Seems like every opportunity I get, I try to what would be the right word? I try to slow down and not actually play the next game. Right now, that's particularly a bad idea because I need to decide whether I'm actually going to play Honey Pop or not. I'm in the middle of recording
I'll be just like you.
February stuff. If I can play Honey Pop, get it done, and get it edited out, which I think I can probably do. I may have to do full edits. I may just be able to do blurring. It kind of, it's gonna be kind of up to me, I suppose, whether there's an incredible amount of language and audio effects. Let's see. That's the real question. Because I just don't know. Honey Pop almost feels like you could just patch it out and do it, and it would be a family appropriate game, a dating simulator. As I was looking for other romance game, there's just way too many visual novels. Visual novels, again, I haven't talked about in a while, but the problem with visual novels is the reading. If I'm gonna ever play a visual novel, it has to be something I can edit. It has to not contain.
You wish to live forever.
Job's done.
Oops, that was the wrong move. I should have pulled this guy out and healed. Yeah, it has to be editable. It has to be full audio recording and dialogue, not and it has to have romance in it too, and not just be sex.
What to do? What to do?
And it kind of has to not suck too, and I guess that's another thing on visual novels. So when you throw out all the visual novels, there aren't that many games, even on Steam, which is full of games that deal around romance. Like I saw I was going through Giant Bomb's tags of romance games that are tagged with romance. They were saying Super Mario Brothers is romance, and that's ridiculous, really. They were saying a lot of Final Fantasy games are romance. Probably true in that case, but it's probably not a super important factor, really.
How many fingers do you see?
Let's go ahead and kill this guy. So I don't really think there's enough romance games that come out in a year. Or games that even have romance. It's a real shame, and I don't particularly enjoy that all the Japanese ones are that come over seem to be more about the sex than the relationships, because that's not gonna make a good game. They were saying Bully had romance in it. Maybe. I mean, almost certainly it has some small amount of romance, but is that a major factor of the game Bully? No. I don't see how you say there's romance at all in the Super Mario Brothers. That just seems kind of dishonest. If this guy stays alive, I can do this and this and probably win. So yeah, I need to decide whether I'm gonna play Honey Pop or not, and if we're gonna go all the way with it, and if I can go all the way with it. Let's move on though, because I'm really not sure if I'm gonna go through recording here. The sequel to Styx Shards of Darkness looks a little bit better, and it has female elves. And what's interesting on that element, I particularly feel, is the idea that there very well may not have been any females in Styx 1 at all. I'm trying to think, and there were so few characters, and all the other guys were like soldiers. It kind of does feel like there was no females in that game at all. So it then almost is this unnoticed sexism going on. And how they play it in the next game will certainly might solidify that. If it turns out all the females are elves, there were no female elves, I think, in Styx 1 either. All the female elves are like running in a brothel or something, or subjugated in some other way, then that would be pretty bad. But if it turns out, no, they just had this oversight because they only had a certain number of characters, I don't think that Styx himself would specifically care about killing women any more than he would care about killing men. They're completely different species from him. They're and all of that, so it doesn't seem like that would be a big issue. I do know at the very end of Styx it was a pretty awful mess, and I was unable to actually even beat the game. I don't think I beat the game. I think I got trapped in a boss fight I could not win. Let's see, this pirate guy. I need this pirate so bad. I'm really in love with Patrick the pirate as a new card. So, kind of hoping for the best, but a lot of improvements were needed to be made for it to be a fun experience. Much better level design, not going back to the same levels twice, which I think you did. Much tighter, like, pathing of the guards. The whole sneak and hide
In the light's name.
were a big issue.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
There you go. Amazon, I assume this is Amazon.com, has a no-lane MOBA called Breakaway. I really don't have anything to say about that because it's just a MOBA. And any multiplayer online game is like same thing with Dota 2 version 7 / calling it Dota 3. Some people are calling it Dota 3, Val version. It's a game that MOBAs are games that take too long to play. They require a team. I just don't think I'm gonna ever be in that position where I'd play those. And I'm not esports gamer anyways, so it's not even a desire. But I guess it's good that there's more things in there. More competition is usually a good thing, at least in some ways. There is, I guess, some arguments that can be made that competition hurts in the video game industry, maybe a little bit.
In the light's name.
Because, like, when you think of Battleborn and how they're failing terribly, that competition certainly didn't help Battleborn, and then it didn't help Overwatch really either to have the competition, even though Overwatch came out as the clear victor in that fight.
Do you hear its call?
So,
Let's dance.
so there is maybe slight arguments there. An ex-Crytek employee has started a GoFundMe to sue for unpaid wages.
Listen closely.
So, this is about the worst investment I could imagine for at least this week of a GoFundMe or giving money.
Face the light.
There are several YouTubers that I know of that are trying to set precedent and sue people who falsely use the DMCA. And so they're asking people to give money towards legal funds for that. That has more of a chance of returning a precedent in the law books and helping YouTubers in the future than what this does. Because quite literally,
In the light's name.
even if this ex-Crytek employee gets his money, which he deserves, and I'm not gonna for a second say he doesn't deserve to be paid.
Blessed be this.
If he gets a settlement with Crytek, Crytek looks like it's going out of business, like it has no money. So it would just be a lien on their assets. And I bet so many other companies have so many other claims they can make if Crytek fails. Contractual obligations where they say you must deliver this game by this time, or similar things, that you would be fighting amongst all of those other debtors when Crytek goes bankrupt, which it seems like that's eventually what it's going to do. Is Crytek will just be bankrupt, and then they will fire auction all the assets, and this employee with his GoFundMe funds is not going to be anywhere as well funded as the companies that Crytek owes millions and millions to. And that's kind of the problem with this whole idea. Furthermore, I would hope that
In the light's
this
name.
employee, who I don't think is in Germany, but Crytek's main office is in Germany. I would hope that in between all of these, there was laws that would protect them from not being paid their wages. Wage theft is a huge issue in the United States, is what it's called. We don't get paid, and you can take lots of people to small claims for it, and most people don't bother. So I would hope in the more socialist countries of Europe that there would be a better way for this to work, but it seems like that's not the case, or maybe this employee is kind of just running somewhat of a scam here.
In the light's name.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe even unemployment insurance will pay or force an employee to pay for wages they don't want to pay. I don't know. But it's really not a good idea to fund somebody else's legal case. Even the YouTuber one, which will affect people that watch YouTube if a precedent is set in a way that we hope YouTubers hope it goes, would help a little bit, but it's still not a great idea unless you just got the money to spend. I personally haven't had the money, nor would I'd have to think long and hard before I donated to these legal funds, because citing precedents and such it's just all the Wild West. Plus, with the incoming new president and all the change that it seems like it's going to happen around that, who knows what the laws will be. But
Embrace the void.
Speaking of things that seem kind of silly to do, Assassin's Creed is filming another leap of faith stunt, which seems kind of insane. It really does. I don't know why for a second time you would
Blessed be this
want to why you would want to do that leap of faith thing. Like, the first time it was a test, certainly, but the movie's been recorded now, so now it's just a publicity stunt, and it's not going to be as tall of a leap.
Well played.
But it's like, we don't see this on TV very often, people jumping into these things, and there's a real reason for it. Well, I need 18 more priest cast cards. If this goes bad, well, that might actually be really great for the movie, but it would also be really bad for the person if they die doing this stunt for no reason. It seems dangerous and unnecessary when you're not recording it, when you're not using it for footage.
Anduin versus Anduin.
Moving on to the next story.
Shall bring victory. Light smiles
Worlds
upon
Adrift
the just.
has a persistent world building engine. It kind of seems more like a Tetris or Snap Map style of things. I don't know if Snap Map is really the right person to attribute this idea to. It's a problem, it certainly isn't, but general idea is you make squares individually, and then a open world cloud computing decides which squares it's going to randomize to it. Much kind of like how biomes are randomized in Minecraft, or how a chunk in Minecraft is kind of randomized. Although it's not really randomized in Minecraft, it's all done by a scatter map of noise, a noise map based on the seed. That's why everything is in the same place over and over again if you use the same seed. So, who's to really say? I've never heard of Worlds Adrift. I don't know if their technology is great. They may be the next Unreal. They may never never have their technology used again, but they're making it free to qualified game developers, which tells me they want other people to use it. So that's certainly an interesting turn of events. So now I don't have to actually use my Inspire. I'm just reminding myself what I'm doing here. I just play priest cards, which I can do. They said you probably should keep your Mass Effect Andromeda saves. If you play any game that says Mass Effect in the name, you should probably keep your saves. Let me just expand it out for that, because those saves are going to come back and they're going to use it, and it's a decent idea. Telltale has had to make, or decided to make, a story recreator website in case you don't have your saves from The Walking Dead Season 1 and Season 2. So that is... Man, I'm not gonna do anything here. That is a factor that comes back into play if you don't save your saves. This is also an issue that's not going to be an issue for much longer, because it won't be that long before all games have Steam Save Cloud support, or Xbox Save Cloud support, or PlayStation Save Cloud support, or an integrated Save Cloud support for all consoles and PCs. So everything, the save file is everywhere for everything.
In the light's name.
Let's see. Actually, I should have played... Nope, I played this exactly right. And I'm just going to go ahead and see what happens.
Job's done.
Freezing trap, nice. This actually worked really well for me. Of course, it gave him one more durability there. Now, I can't prove what I'm about to say, but it feels certainly like For Honor has bought an ad week. I have seen it on PC Gamer, I've seen it on Eurogamer, one of those sites, and they're talking about For Honor. It made sense to report about it when they said it was going to always be online. That's a real story. It kind of made sense when they said that all the DLC was going to be free to play. But now it totally just feels like they are intentionally just talking about it because they've been paid to talk about it. I have heard nothing about this game For Honor, and it's just popping up. And I don't know if it's a week from being released or 4 months from being released as of right now, but as far as I can tell, this feels more like a complete ad read. We've seen this in other games too, where just all of a sudden certain things... I should probably not follow the websites that do this, honestly, because it makes them seem untrustworthy, because they are untrustworthy.
Embrace the void.
Hey, that's my king!
Job's done.
Yeah, they're just talking about this game way too much. So that's probably going to be it for me talking about For Honor until it comes out, and maybe somebody has something interesting to say about that. Moving on to the next thing, Super Mario Run makes $5 million from 5 million downloads in one day. And it costs $10 if you buy the premium version. It's free to play, where you can only play some of it. It's a free to try setup, because I don't believe it has any DLC in it or anything like that. It's just pay the $10 if you're ready to own the game for real. Otherwise, wait and give it a try.
Job's done.
So, 5 million downloads. To get it to 5 million would tell me at $10, then 500,000 people actually bought the game. Right? 500,000 times $10 is 5 million, which means also 4.5 million people did not pay for the game in the first day. That's not the greatest numbers when you look at it from that perspective, but I doubt very much anybody's actually going to look at it from that perspective. So I'm sure Nintendo is through the roof. Super Mario Run has some major problems with it. One, it's not controlling like a real Mario game, so it's not really a real Mario game. It's just this tap to jump every now and then and you'll run automatically. It has a major download originally, and then it's constant always on is going to chew up your data. And it doesn't seem like it really has that much on it. It's going to have some replayability, I would guess, for 3 or 4 months, and then you're going to get bored of it and be done with it. And then you're probably going to eventually just stop playing it. Let's try to burn through here because we've got about 6 minutes, and I've got a few things to talk about, but not really enough for another recording, and
the light shall bring victory.
We're not really making a greatest amount of progress here, just trying to play cards. Apparently my keeping of this deck didn't help as much as it should have, which is weird because almost all these cards are freeze cards and it's still taking 3 or 4 games to play. A leak reveals that Street Fighter V will shame rage quitters by putting a picture on their profile or branding their profile in some other way, just like a whiny baby picture or something like that. And who knows if this ever gets actually implemented or what it would actually be, but interesting here on that point is that Capcom, I think, makes Street Fighter V, and I would say that the Street Fighter series used to get or maybe a little bit more care than the Resident Evil series, but even now, if I'm remembering correctly, the latest Street Fighter game was completely unfinished and garbage. Shinshin.io has a solitaire game inside of it, and they've decided to sell that solitaire game as its own separate thing, which is literally just double dipping. Because if you buy Shinshin.io and just want to play a solitaire, you can pay the solitaire game. I've been kind of into I/O programming and integrated circuits and all of that. So if I could afford Shinshin.io, I possibly would have gotten it, but I wouldn't. I'm too late now, really. So there is just this factor that.
You wish to live forever. You wish to live forever.
Where I'm too late, but maybe eventually I'll get around to playing Shinshin.io, and that might be fun. Maybe I won't understand it as much as I think I will. There's this Surf World game called, I don't even know what it's called, but it's gonna come out to PC, and it's an arcade style surf game where I assume you're gonna do tricks and surf up and down waves. Unlike a skate game where you'd be moving through areas, though, I think a surf game, you're pretty much gonna be stuck on the beach and on waves. You can't really change it too much, can you?
Embrace the void.
Job's done.
I like some of those skating games where you were going through malls and down rails of giant steps and such, but yeah, I would really have to see that surf game to see it. But I am happy to see it come out because just like the hockey game I was talking about a few recordings ago, even if it's not good, it's competition, it's something. I mean, it's not even competition. It's something. I don't know how many surf games are on Steam, but I haven't seen any. And then, finally, as we're wrapping up here, Return to Arkham patch 1.202 is still a work in progress. So we kind of have this weird issue that's constantly
In the light's name.
happening where let's see. Let's see, do I want to kill this guy? I guess I do. Where like Batman Dark Knight, whatever the latest one, I don't know if they're really still working on patching that, but then they're trying to do Return to Arkham, which has 2 games in it, and I think not the newest one. So other issues abroad there too. Let's see. So WB's still not out of the doghouse, I would guess. And see, that just kind of leaves everything off my list. I don't recall anything else I want to talk about on my... And we've gone about 30 minutes, so... So deep contemplative playing is what I'll be doing off screen. I saw a thing that said a labyrinth is not a maze because labyrinths are all paths lead to the center.
How many fingers
and
do
they're
you
supposed
see?
to be like something you contemplate and think as you go there. Which, if that's true, then the movie The Labyrinth kind of gave away the ending and explained the whole movie in one word, which is quite genius. I didn't know there was a difference between the word maze or labyrinth. I thought it was just 2 words for the same thing. And it's always nice to learn something new. Of course, I don't talk about every new thing I learn every day. If I have the luck to learn something new. So if your deck has no duplicates, your hero power costs 0 of this game. Well, my deck does have duplicates. And you don't even have to wait to find that out, actually. Let's see, I would need 1 more Light Warden, and 1 Divine Spirit, and 1 Light Spawn, and 1 Priest of the Feast, and 1 Antique Heal Bot to get all of these off the list before this would work. So, you're talking at least 6 cards need to be drawn. Let's see. Can I do this and this? No.
Just a pinch of it. Does this hurt?
Let's see. And next turn I can't play this either. Desperately trying to kill that character. How about this? How about this?
Wish to live forever.
How about this? How about in turn? Next turn I can play these 2. Still have a lot of paperwork to do. Still have a lot of recording to do. I don't feel like I'm very far ahead enough. I think I haven't done the end of the year stuff, but I'm thinking
In the
at
light's
the
name.
Embrace
end of the year I'm gonna
just a pinch of
just
vigor.
kind of commit to having longer
Your soul.
longer series, so not month-long things. I know I'm scheduling like the Lego game to go 2 months. I'm not really scheduling Regency Solitaire to go that long, but things are going to go longer. If I have a series that's an hour, I'm not going to try and double up and do 2 hours in 1 hour's of time slot. I just don't know. I think a lot of my effort in the previous year could have been stretched out a lot longer, and I could be a lot further ahead and feel more confident and comfortable with how things are scheduled. The holidays, ever since almost, I would say, Thanksgiving or slightly earlier, have been rather trying as far as just
Your soul.
Feel my pain.
taking
Face
up
the
time.
light.
Let's see. It just seems so silly to hold on to, but I'll do it. Lots of things have happened. Lots of problems have occurred.
shield.
It's gotten harder to sit down in one place. It's gotten physically painful to sit down for too long. I'm probably getting less healthy by the second.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
See if I cast any spells now. This is gonna. If I cast any spells, this thing is gonna hurt me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the turn. Hurry up, game. We're going long. If we go too long, it tells me then that I could have gone and done another recording. I probably could have and just been quiet. I'm still not into the idea of just sitting here and going for a session. I've got plenty of podcasts. I've actually messed myself up quite a bit with the podcast element. I just need one antique shield.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
If I get one antique heal bot, then this would be able to activate. I'd like to see it actually work. Rather than chained. But see, if you're going to play a card like this, you definitely would need a custom deck that only has one of everything. And then play it on the 5th turn. And then your ability would be 0 for the rest of the game to heal, which is great. Particularly if you combined it with
In the light's name.
other abilities. Like, for instance, if you could change his ability to do 1 damage, and then your hero power would be 0 every turn you could do 1 damage through Fire Blast. And then if you can play the card that says you can use Fire Blast an infinite number of turns, then you would really theoretically win the game. I don't think you can actually pull that one off though, because you would have to have a card specifically from her class, which can be done, but I highly
In the
unlikely
light's name.
that it would work. And you would have to have this card. So it would certainly be something you would have to set up. I don't think in the wild it would ever actually occur. I changed my ending last recording.
Behold,
We're having
the might
the.
of storm
I
wind.
feel since everybody else is just going to remind people to click on the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications. I might as well do it too. I would like to get more views and more consistent viewers. Somebody was watching my Lego game series and I didn't even realize it. The views are so low that it's practically impossible for me to see and know that
Face the light.
it's practically impossible for me to know that. Let's see, 12 kills him, so I have to
Face the
kill
light.
this guy to know that anybody's watching my videos if they only have 10, 14 views. That might be me just looking at the videos, or it might be other people. I wish as a YouTuber I could click down and see like what's the demographics real quick and see if this is you or something else, and it wouldn't be too bad if YouTube could just tell us directly there. So we got it finally, and so I can play it this and then play this.
Surrender your will to command.
And then I can use it, but I can only use it once, so was that really helpful? Really worth playing this card? Not really. You would need a special deck to play something like this. And even though this guy's killed, I still have free heal ability every turn now. But that's not going to save me. Let's try to speed up here in this, and we are going. We're making an old episode length here at almost 45 minutes. So next turn I should lose. I guess I'm still in it.
What you want?
Come on, game. Either I lose or I win. Let's see, 10 cards. He has 5 cards. Actually, if I can just stay alive, he may lose. If he draws like 5, if he draws all 5 cards and then drew about 3 or 4 more, he would take so much damage there. This is an interesting turn of events. Right now the ratio on this is a 33% win ratio. It's pretty
have
low.
many secrets.
And this is the Wild Priest deck. And this is typically what happens when I'm playing off screen too, is just a constant, slow-paced struggle trying to get victories. Don't actually have to get victories on this week, just need to get the cards played. And I assume I've done that. He's got 3 cards. If there was something I had that would... So that was mirror image. At least so he's gonna get healed each turn, but he's got 2 more cards. If he can do 2 more damage, which if he had been using Fire Blast this whole time. Down to 1, I get back up to 4. I do this. I do this. I do this.
Job done.
And then I end the turn.
I'm almost out of cards.
Almost out of cards. So I've won. Maybe.
Blessed be this slaughter king.
I'm out of cards.
Maybe I've won here. Interesting. Depending on what this last card is, what this is, even if this was something that would stop me. I still have a decent amount of cards left. So this is 7. Do I want to take out the damage or do I want to kill this guy? I want to kill this guy. Keep this guy alive. Because this is the only character they've got. So next turn I take this to take out this guy. I've won. What a long struggle way to do this.
This world is no.
Game over. Nothing saves him. So concede or lose, either way. I'd like to see what happens to his, what is probably ice block. So I'm gonna just help him along as ice barrier. Really good. Then that just tells me I can do this and then end the turn, and he should lose right now. What a weird way to end the game. That is one of those long games that you very rarely see because everybody's going for the short play, the quick victory. So we're at 3790. I'm going to play off screen for the Paladin cards. That's going to be it for this recording. So as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell next to it. And if you want to support even more, click on the button on the right that says support this channel. And finally, down below in the description box, I have a link to all my social media sites, so follow and friend me on all of that. See, I'm still working on that ending. That was a mess up. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.